What up, YouTube fam? It's your girl Glam Cam, and today I gotta come at you with a video. So Ray J got the streets blazing right now. All eyes are on Ray J, and how that took place is from the Diddy trial. And some of the content creators that was at the Diddy trial that put Ray J on the spot of what happened in the trial, they mentioned it, and then it just kind of took off from there. We already heard of the allegations that possibly Ray J have something to do with certain parts of the trial. I'm not going to get into that on this video, but with this video, I'm going to give you a recap of who is this Ray J. Who is this Ray J in the industry besides of that's Brandy's brother, okay? Because Ray J have his own identity, and that's how I always looked at him. So Ray J was born January 1981. He was born in Mississippi. And his family, they had moved to LA in 1989 because Brandy was a superstar. So Brandy was, her mom seeing something in her. She was that superstar. They moved out to LA. Mind you, that their relatives are out in LA as well, which is Snoop Dogg and Daz Dillinger. So they do have cousins out there. And I think like Sasha Banks, someone named Sasha Banks. Now, Ray J, he was Willie Norwood prior to being Ray J. So Ray J, he used to play in the sitcom with Sinbad, which is called The Sinbad Show. And he was LJ in that show. So the Sinbad Show did not last too long. It was like from 93 to 94, so about 1 year. And I remember it coming up. I was younger than Ray J, but I was like, oh my God, he is so handsome. I'm like this young girl, like, because he was a kid as well. And I'm like, oh my goodness, he is so handsome. No clue of that he's Brandy's brother. No clue that he is Ray J, because the credits will roll up and he is Willie Norwood. So Ray J was kind of problematic in that show, playing LJ. He was like a problematic child in a way. And it seemed like once that show was over, Ray J just kind of took up on that persona. And I'm just being honest. That's how he changed his name to Ray J, it seemed like, because he was not a Ray J. He was a Willie Norwood. They did not say Willie Ray J Norwood. We was like, oh, that's Willie on the Sinbad show. Had no clue that he was Brandy's brother until he started featuring in her videos. We was like, and basically with me liking him at the time, I was like, oh my goodness, that's the guy from Sinbad show. Like that, for example. And we started knowing him as the Ray J. He just kind of took off from that. It seemed like, honestly, that Brandy was the star. And then the mom felt like, let me push Ray J in the game because, see, Ray J could have just played the back and just stayed the little brother. But once they put him in the game, he just took off with it and kind of got the big head and a big ego at that. Like, I'm untouchable, I'm unstoppable, I'm a heartthrob. And a lot of the ladies just flocked to him and they thought he was a heartthrob in the industry. Then next thing you know, Ray J is trying to sing. He's coming out with songs. He had like a single on Set It Off movie called Let It Go. That was a pretty nice song. So he had like an album in 97. Then he had another album in 2001. And that's the one I had bought. That's the one that got Wait a Minute on there. And pretty much after that album, I just kind of fell off on Ray J's music. I was not really into it, and nothing against others that was into it. To me, Ray J was giving like cocky attitude. I can do what I want. I can get whoever I want. I'm the man. He was giving more like, I'll do something to you, but I'm going to pat you on the back and act nice with it. Like that didn't really happen. He gives more like a sneaky energy that he's not 100% down for you. And that's just me personally, allegedly. He gives off that to me. It never just seems sincere with him. He's always in some mess. Now, he did admit he was that young boy hanging out with the adults like Daz and all the other guys corrupt and everything like that. And we already know what they stood for. So he got pre-turned out in the game and he started thinking he was more than what he is. He became actually the tough guy in the under industry world. not showing it too much to us as being like fans or just watching from the outside, but he definitely had his hands dirty and felt like, I'm this gangster, I'm this thug, I'm this G. But it don't really give that with Ray J. It seemed like you need to just be setting back, being a family man, and just have some type of decency about himself. So we know Ray J is a womanizer. Whatever he sees that's fitting for his criteria at the moment, he's going to jump on it. He's going to jump in it. So we also know that he dated Kim Kardashian for a few short years because she was like a stylist for Brandy. So he ended up dating Kim Kardashian. They ended up making a sex tape. We end up knowing that Kris Jenner found out about it. She flipped the script on it and she was like, hey, we finna get to the bag. Since y'all want to expose sex tapes, let's get to the bag with it. Got a contract with Vivid Videos, Vivid Film, which was a very popular adult film production company in LA. And Kris Jenner had them redo that tape and they sold it and made lots of money. And that's how he got back on the scene and more into the controversial light. Kim Kardashian took a big win. Ray J kind of took a big fall from it because he was pointed at, not knowing that, well, people not knowing that it was like a contract that Kris Jenner set up. So that was wild, period, for Ray J for sure. And throughout the years, you'll start hearing his name and messy stuff here and there. But Ray J always was the type, he's on the scene, he's off the scene. He could just kind of pop back in the scene whenever he want. We knew when it was mess out there going on in the world, especially like with the Jaguar rights or anything like that. He's the ones reaching out to them like, hey, call me. I want to talk to you. You know, he's telling that to Jaguar, right? Like he got so much pull in the industry. He also got so many stories with the artists in the industry. Like I said, behind the scenes, they got a lot of stories with Ray J. You can find all those on YouTube. 2012, it was like Whitney Houston had passed. And they allegedly said it was like an accidental drowning that was ruled by the coroner. Ray J allegedly was in San Diego when she passed, and he arrived to the Beverly Hiltons where Whitney passed at same time like the paramedics was bringing her out and the police was on the scene. Prior to the late Whitney passing, we knew of Ray J and Whitney hanging out. And I thought it was quite odd. Like, what is Ray J doing with Whitney? Like, what could they possibly be doing around each other? But then I thought, as well as others, like, okay, possibly they're in a relationship or forming one. That's all I can think, you know, and we'll respect that. But other than that, we was like, what is going on? Because we knew that Whitney and Bobby had issues, and we knew that Whitney wasn't in her best state at those times, you know, when taking care of herself, hair all over the place, and may she rest in peace. Said when Ray J came to the scene where Whitney passed, they said he was very irate and he had issues with the police, and they tried to remove him also from the scene. February 17th, 2012, Ray J had made it known and he broke his silence and said that him and Whitney were just friends. They did not have a romantic relationship. Later in 2012, it was a Billboard Music Award that the late Bobby Christina attended, which is Whitney Houston's daughter. Ray J was sitting next to Bobby Christina at this award show, and Pat, which is Whitney's sister-in-law, seen him sitting next to Bobby Christina, and she made sure security told him to remove himself. So he could not sit next to Bobby Christina at that award show. And if Pat had to call security on him, that means it was definitely something and a good reason why he couldn't be sitting by Bobby Christina. As we know, allegedly, Ray J is a distributor in the trial for Diddy. And this is all alleged, but for Miss Pat to just tell him to get up, hey, I don't want you sitting by her, it's totally a reason. And we already know that the late Bobby Christina also was battling drug usage as well. So to me, Ray J is like a controversial being, and he will stir up some trouble. And like I said, he's underground trouble with it. He's the type get some trouble started, and then when it's a scene arising, he's patting on the back like, "Oh, it's okay." He got that demeanor to himself. And so with this video, like I said, he's more on the scene now since his name been brought up, or this alleged Ray J name. He's clearing the air. And stay tuned with this video because it's going to be a clip where he's clearing the air and he's also kissing and telling. And I think as a man, and especially at his age, it's time to grow up. You don't have to do the kissing and telling. What do you want? A cookie because you're announcing that you slept with someone? We shouldn't know that. But Ray J's the type, he will put stuff on blast. So, but that was something that we clearly did not have to know. We didn't have no idea of, and we didn't have to know. So I thought that was very disrespectful. And I ain't take a liking to that. I'm like, why is Ray J saying that? But he's also putting on blast about, yeah, they mentioned me and what. So I think with this situation, we're going to be hearing more from Ray J, more stuff going to be coming out in the open. And a lot of people that y'all like in this industry, these celebrities that a lot of people look up to and we done help gave money to when we buy their albums, attend their shows, they finna be putting on blast. It's all finna be coming out there. I'm glad more and more of them are getting exposed. Because with the connection that Ray J have in the industry, I don't think that a lot of the artists want to have problems with him. That's why he give off nerd energy to us, but they low-key know that he's about that life in that industry. He got his hands in too much stuff. He's too much on the scene, and then he'll make it seem like, no, I'm not, but he's low-key with it. Okay, but you guys, make sure you click like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Till next time, check out this clip and leave a comment. I want to hear from you as well. Peace.
I slept with SEXYY, nigga. Stop playing with me, nigga. You can clip that all you want to, nigga. Empty the clip, nigga. Talking about I party with SEXYY, nigga. I slept with SEXYY, nigga. Ask her. That's on the dead homies, nigga. I slept with her, nigga. Yeah, my name got mentioned in the Diddy trial. What, you thought it wasn't? Nigga? Of course it did, nigga. What, you thought I wasn't that nigga? You thought I wasn't gonna be in there? My nigga, first off, I told you I wasn't gonna let you down. I told you I wasn't gonna let you down, right? Now look, nigga. At the end of the day, I bet 40 niggas $50,000 that I was gonna be in the trial, nigga. Now what? You know what? I don't think you need to block the Whitney stuff. Just let it live, man. I don't care. You know, it's insensitive, but it's a story that people are making up. It's just way out. It's just, I mean, at some point, I need to just understand where it's coming from. When somebody was just not fair, It's not okay. To blame me or accuse me for some shit that I just wasn't even around. I wasn't there, wasn't around. I'm like a little kid. Like, really? You guys are bad wankers. What?